Hello, everyone. My name is Pradeepa Selvaraj. I am Mrs. Australia Galaxy National Finalist for 2025. And I am debuting my first podcast for today called as Fearlessly Feminine. And I have my lovely friend Malati Nanda over here, who's kind enough to join us all the way from London to debut my first podcast series. We are going to talk about a bit about women empowerment, exercise, fitness, and diversity in this podcast. And we'll just get started. And I'll introduce Mala very quickly. Mala, would you like to tell about yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Mala, Mala Raj for short. I'm Pradeep's friend for a very long time. In terms of introducing myself, I'd like to say I'm mum to Tom and Jerry. I work as a physiotherapist in one of the local NHS hospitals. That's a little bit about me.
Lovely, Mala. Nice to meet you today over the Zoom call after a couple of years now. And I will get started with a few questions. Is that all right?
Yeah,
Lovely. So, my first question for you is what are you most proud of accomplishing in your life so far?
I think accomplishing would probably be surviving as a mum. My Tom and Jerry is probably my biggest accomplishment or biggest achievement. Trying to raise them, being a nice mother for them, provide the time and the energy is probably one of the biggest things. But if you ask in terms of my hobbies, I would say me trekking the Mont Blanc last year was a very big accomplishment for me. I am very proud of that moment.
That's great. It's being mom is really a great job, and it's the most difficult job in the world as well. And I can completely empathize how you feel, and then it is really great. So, just moving on to the next question, Mala. Um, what are your biggest dreams and aspirations for your future?
I think being a healthcare worker, one of the biggest dreams I would like to have is for me to be bug free or have a peaceful, growing old phase in my life. I think everything that I'm doing now in terms of looking after myself or investing in myself is with a focus that I stay healthy, not just physically, but have a very peaceful mental health as well.
Very true, especially after COVID, a healthcare workers, being a healthcare worker myself, I understand how difficult it is for us to balance between work and family, looking after our family, making sure we are not bringing anything back home. It's a big balance. Thank you. Just moving forward with the challenges and empowerment. What challenges have you faced as a middle-aged woman? As you know, I am empowering a lot of middle-aged women to get onto platforms like this so that they can feel more empowered and express their feelings and purposes in their life. So, as a middle-aged woman, what would be the challenges that you have faced and how do you overcome them?
I think one of the biggest challenges, I can't say one challenge, one of the biggest challenges probably time. I think as you mature, you have many more responsibilities added onto your plate. And it's like you said, it's a balance about finding the time to do everything. And the other biggest thing is aging. I think aging comes with its own sets of challenges as a middle-aged woman. We have a lot of societal expectations. Our priorities tend to shift. It's a balancing act between what we want to do and what we can do. This is something which I keep telling myself all the time to keep me grounded and not go wild about all the things that I'd like to do in life. The biggest challenge is maintaining my individuality and fulfilling what I would like to do in my different roles, and it's balancing those different roles. I think I've overcome that by obviously trying to compartment myself most of the time and say, okay, at this moment you're in mummy role, do what you need to do. At this moment you're a physio, do what you need to do, sort of a thing. I keep continuously reinventing myself. I don't just stay as one form. I try to keep evolving with the times. I have two Gen Z kids at home, which means I do need to keep up to speed with what they have to deal. I don't think I let myself age, as in physically. I do have to keep myself going mentally.
That's good. I really like the way you said you're evolving yourself and you don't really stay as one person. And that can actually help with overcoming boredom as well in life and looking towards new goals and purposes. And I really like your strategy. Thank you, Mala. Just moving forward, what does empowerment mean to you, especially for middle-aged women in today's society?
I think to me, empowerment means living my life in my own terms. There's no set rules. It's about what I want to do. If you have to look at the bigger picture, obviously, I'd like to be financially independent. I'd like to be emotionally strong. For middle-aged women, I would say empowerment is about breaking stereotypes. There's no set flowchart to life these days. It's about how you want to define yourself and how you want to stay empowered. It's not that everyone's going to feed you empowerment. It's also how much you want to get empowered.
Beautiful. Now, talking about empowerment, I really have to say something about Mala over here. I've known Mala for many, many years now, and we have known each other since we were 18. And 18 is the age where I was running around as a kiddish girl, while I've seen Mala as a leader at that age itself. So I have looked upon you, Mala, and I've always admired your leadership skills and how empowered you used to feel at the age of 18 itself. It's very surprised. I used to be very surprised when I used to look at you, and I'm like, how does this girl have so much of maturity? And now I understand that it takes lots of skills and mindset, proper mindset to go take up something like that. Uh, Discussing about that, can I ask you to share any of your personal experience or stories as a middle-aged woman which has inspired you through the empowerment? It can be your story, it can be someone else's story as well.
I think I come across different walks of women in my life, being at work in the healthcare industry or being just mummy. You come across so many friends who want to do so many different things when they're 40 or when they're 30, when they feel, okay, I've done ABC, this is what I really wanted to do, and I could not do it. For instance, in most recent times, I've had a mummy friend. She's a friend from school days. We knew each other since we were probably 10. Our dads used to work together. And she finally picked up all the courage, and probably it was the time. Certain things in life happen with time. She finally became a working woman. She was a stay-at-home mom, looking after two children, looking after her family. She would be so inspiring to all of us with, say, for instance, her cooking skills, her talking skills. I, in fact, call her talking therapies. So she's brilliant in things like that. But for the first time in her life, she's actually gone on to working. And this is something which she wanted to do for a very long time. And she's finally got on the career woman pathway, and I'm happy for her. So she's one of the inspirations. I have another friend, a mummy friend of mine, who's probably in her mid 40s. She's a very keen runner. And I always admired her, how her children are a little bit older to mine, but she started running, I think, when she had her second baby, just more to sort of beat postpartum depression and things like that. And I was very surprised. She used to live in Dubai at that time, which means she'd have to wake up really early in the morning, and she was a working woman. She'd have to get up at 3 o'clock to fit in these runs and then come home, sort out the babies, and then be able to go to work. So I was like, time is not a challenge here at all. It's how you face time or how you delegate that time in your day to yourself.
That's very good. Thank you, Mara. That's really important to balance things and not get over stressed out with trying to do a lot of things as well. And that's very impressive story that you have shared with all of us now. Um, and how do you manage your stress in your daily life? And do you find fitness plays a role in that? Because you said you do a lot of trekking. So I would like to touch base on that, please. Is that okay if I ask you a little bit about your fitness um, uh, hand of fitness in dealing with this day-to-day stresses in your life?
I think I've always been an active person ever since I was a little one. I played badminton a lot, and this is probably one of the proud moments I can share with. Probably that's the only sport I played when I was as a child is play badminton at school. And probably year nine, I was a school champion in badminton. This is going back a long time ago. Don't ask me the rules now. They've changed the rules recently, and I don't know what the new rules are. So I think badminton was something which I was very passionate about. And as a family, we did a lot of swimming. So my sister, my dad, and me would swim every day. And I can remember that probably all the way from my teenage all the way till about first, second year of university. So fitness was part of our family regime. It wasn't like how we had our breakfast, we would go swimming, that sort of a thing. We did that every day, except probably a weekend or if we had socials. Today, I probably feel I don't do as much as of a fitness routine, but it's more for my mental health. I was in a very dark place a few years ago, and a lot of my friends, a lot of my family reached out to me to help me come through. And if I've come back to fitness, it's more for my mental health than my physical health. So it does help with all the stresses. I love the most recent passion that I've had is trekking. So I love going on long walks. I've done a couple of hikes, climb up mountains, things like that. I love connecting with nature. I love the endurance side of things. I love the preparation to go on the trek. I love the solitary where I'm just alone by myself. Even if I'm part of a group, I'm just on myself for bits of it where I just connect with nature. And you can zone out or zone in as much as you want. So that's my um, new regime in terms of fitness.
That's beautiful. You pretty much answered my next question, which I was about to ask regarding how do you find the connection between the mind and body, the spiritual connection between that. But your answer pretty much was the answer for my next question. So, yes, very true. I am into fitness and a bit of dancing as well as I enjoy dancing. I find it very helpful to help with the day-to-day stresses. As you said, rather than physical fitness, I really like it because it's helping with my mental fitness. So, my platform for the Australian Galaxy pageant is Golden Strength, Golden Mind, which means physical fitness and mental fitness for middle-aged women, especially, is going hand in hand at the moment. So, thank you so much, Mara, for sharing that strategy. Just a little bit more into diversity and equality. I would like to ask you a few questions regarding this. How do you think your heritage shapes your view on social justice issues?
I think in terms of my heritage or my bringing up, one of the biggest things I've learned is resilience. And I think as an individual, I'm also a Taurian, which makes me a very stubborn person, which could be a positive and which could be a negative. I don't give up that easily unless I have decided that is something not for me. So I think resilience plays a very big role. Um, I have a lot of respect for culture and tradition. I'm a very traditional person by heart, but I do have a very modern outlook. So I would always say go back to your roots.
That's very good. Yes, it's very important to pass on our heritage to our kids as well, to let them know what our roots are, and the value always lies there. So that's very important to not forget our roots. Um, Now, I know that you have not done pageants, but now that you can see it's becoming more popular nowadays, and it's been there for quite some time as well. How can pageants promote inclusivity and represent marginalized communities? What's your opinion regarding this?
I think it's already happening. A lot of pageants are being very inclusive. There's a lot more diverse communities taking part, whereas in the past, or probably 20, 30 years ago, it was very much dominated by a particular ethnic type of group, whereas now it's more diverse. I think it's inclusivity, and the biggest thing is the opportunity. Probably people would always say, yes, we've always been inclusive, but people have never taken on the opportunity. Whereas I think people now have realized life has got more to it, and a lot more people are grabbing the opportunity, like yourself. I'm so proud of you that you've
Thank you.
finally wanted to do what you wanted to do. So, yeah, it's nice.
That's lovely, Mala. So, being a middle-aged woman and I'm competing for my first time in a pageant, I would like to throw this question to you, Mala, just to get your opinion regarding middle-aged women participating in pageantry in Miss or Mrs. category. So, what are your thoughts on middle-aged women participating in pageants? Do you believe it benefits them by helping them develop their self-confidence or personal growth?
I strongly believe it's an opportunity for you to showcase all of that. And yes, middle-aged women is not just about your beauty, isn't it? We all grow old gracefully. It's about what experiences you bring behind your face, your body, or whatever you're showcasing. I think it's very important that experience is very valuable, which maybe a younger participant or may not have. So they're not just bringing out a pretty face; they also bring out the wealth of knowledge and experience, which is very important. And I'm so pleased that parents like this are promoting middle-aged women to come forward and showcase those talents.
Do you have any suggestions for the young participant who participate in this teen categories or even younger than that? There are few girls who are participating in younger categories. Do you have any suggestions for them?
I'll probably say go for it. Confidence is the key thing. Uh, to me, exploring and experiencing different things is important. If you have the wealth of time, which sometimes a middle-aged woman might find it a bit challenging, I would say make the most of the time that you have. Explore different options, try different things. You don't have to win everything. It's more about participating. It's more about you learning something new every day. So I would say, whatever be the age, you learn something new every day. Every day is a school day. So get going.
Thank you so much. We have come to the end of our podcast for today. The first debut episode one podcast for Fearlessly Feminine. And thank you so much, Mala, for sharing your experience, your strategies, your beliefs, and values in the podcast today. And we have definitely learned a lot of things from you. And hopefully, this podcast will help younger generation and middle-aged women to learn new things and feel very empowered by seeing you and hearing to you so that they can step up and find lost purposes or diluted goals and make use of it. And age doesn't matter. So thank you so much for joining me today in my podcast. Thank you, friends. This is Pradeepa and Mala signing off from you from Fearlessly Feminine podcast. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.